What's that? That knowing your time. Your life. Shalom, shalom. Giving all praise to the Most High Yah. I'm showing you how it's shy. We got a battle axes of the Most High coming to you on a Wednesday class. The name of the class is called Israel Protests with the Voice of God. Thing is, we know all these protests is going on. We know a lot of stuff been taking place. But us in Israel, we must stay in the spirit, man, and be led by the Most High. First precept, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. We must stay in the spirit, man. We must use these scriptures to stay in the spirit. Getting ourselves focused, getting ready for the kingdom. Because we know that the Most High has to bring tribulation in the land. He has to bring destruction in the land in order for us to get this kingdom back. When you get there, let's read.
Book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days,
read,
perilous times shall come.
Now, we know we are in the midst of perilous times. We see the stuff that's going on around us. We see the stuff that people talk about. They news media outlets is set up to bring a mindset to a certain audience, which is us. We must stay in the spirit and keep ourselves spiritual in this perilous time, man.
Read. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Because that's what everybody like to do. They want to get their phone. You know what I'm saying? We doing the big. They love themselves. Look in the mirror all day long. Women do the same. But you just noticed before it said perilous time. I mean, before it said lovers of themselves, they said it was perilous times. This was trouble time, and they lovers of themselves through perilous time. Read.
Covetous, boasters.
They covetous and they boasters. Read.
Proud.
Man, look. But we can do a whole class on proud right here. Change the name of the title and just go into proud. Because a lot of proud people in Israel. Read.
Blasphemous. Disobedient to parents. Unthankful.
Unholy. And a lot of people in this walk is unthankful. The Most High woke us up and we go into our own vain understanding of these scriptures. We go into our own way and not choose God's way. We must always stay in the spirit, because right there, when the children or when the good angels are there, guess what? Satan right there. Guess what? The good angel considered the good. Satan considering the bad too and the good. And he waiting for the good to slip up. Our blessings can turn to, matter of fact, we got the scripture talk. Go to Malachi 2:2 right quick. Hold it and we'll go back. Malachi chapter 2, verse 2.
Book of Malachi chapter 2, verse 2. If you will not hear, and if ye will not lay it to heart.
If you don't hear and lay it to heart, read.
To give glory unto my name.
Give glory unto our Father which is in heaven, man. Read.
Said the Lord of hosts.
I
will even send a curse upon you.
He will send a curse upon you. Read.
And I will curse your blessings.
And he will even curse your blessings. For us not listening to him, he can curse our blessings. When we flourish and everything's going good for us, and we happy, and all of a sudden this thing just change around like, dang man, I can't even catch a break. Because he cursed your blessings. When he called, you didn't hear him. In the midst of our blessings, he will curse our blessings when we not doing what he tell us to do.
Read. I will curse your blessings. Yea, I have cursed them already.
He said, I have cursed them already. Read.
Because you do not lay it to heart.
Because you don't hearken to his word. hearken to his law, statutes, and commandments, he will curse our blessing. When he called us out of the darkness into light, that's why all our family members can't hear it, but we can hear it. We hear the voice of God. We hear the voice of the Most High, and they can't hear it. They can't see it, but we the ones that can see it, and we the ones that can hear it, man. Read. Let's go back. 2 Timothy chapter 3. Let's go back.
Book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 3. Without natural affection. Truce breakers.
There's a lot of truce breakers, man. Read.
False accusing.
And there's a lot of people that do false accusing, man. A lot of times people do false accusing because they don't have enough information. We got to stay in the spirit, man. Read.
Incontinent. Fierce. Despisers of those that are good.
And guess what? They are despisers of the people that are good. We walked into that rally last weekend. They were saying everything else, but let's go back to our God. They were saying everything else, but let's keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We are the ones that show them the way. But how we show them the way is us staying in the spirit, man. Right. We got to let our light shine, even when they ain't got. When our job in Israel, if people don't know, is to stay in the spirit. Once you got the spirit on you, to stay in the spirit. That is our main focal point in Israel. In fact, we're going to get there. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Going basic. These basic precepts right here, man. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. This is our job. This is our requirements in Israel, man. These are basic precepts. When we walking in the spirit, no nation can touch us, man. Family members can say what they want to say, but they guess what, man? They just talk. They don't know the Most High. They don't know His covenant. Cause all Israel ain't Israel. All Israel ain't Israel. It might be talking about your mama. It might be talking about your brother and your sister. Because if they ain't hearing the voice of the Most High, they ain't Israel. Because they consider the 2/3. Read that up.
Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee? He said,
what do He require of us? This is a person that knows that they're in the truth. He said, what is the requirements of this? Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
We must fear the Lord thy God. If you fear the Lord, you will hearken to His words. You will listen to His words, man. Read.
To walk in all His ways. And to love Him. And to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
We were supposed to serve. Once you waking up, you're supposed to fear Him, to love the Lord thy God with all your heart and with all your soul. Read the next part. All right?
To keep the commandments.
And to keep the commandments. That's us walking in the spirit at all times. We can't be what we just read in 2 Timothy. These are the people that, guess what, that's not going to stand a chance. These the people that's not gonna make it to the kingdom. The ones in 2 Timothy that's not trying to keep God's law. But these right here in Deuteronomy 10 and 12 and 13, it's showing us that we supposed to be keeping the commandments. Man, read.
Behold, verse 13, to keep the commandments of the Lord and His statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
Said for your good, man. Let's go back. For our good. This is something that we supposed to be doing, man, in Israel. Staying in the spirit. When brothers and sisters not there, we got to understand. Everybody ain't there. When you see a brother and you trying to explain something to him, and you got the constantly keep explaining something to him, hey man, you should get in your mind, wait a minute, maybe this brother just not there. If you trying to talk to a sister and you started explaining something to sister and she started trying to be combative and one, maybe she just not there. You got to let them people make it, man, instead of, because when you offend somebody, it's hard to win them back, man.
Let me get a precept real quick, Captain Jeremiah. Give me 1 John chapter 4, verse 6. Because even like Ak is saying, I know it flexes our spirit because, like we say, we know that this is the truth. You know, we done been in all different type of religions. Ain't none of those things affected us the way the truth of keeping the commandments affects us. And we see that thing, you know. And a lot of times you have to let them make it, because the Most High God has every set time for brothers and sisters to be woken up. Read this, Officer Yara, right here.
1 John chapter 4, verse 6. We are of God.
We are of God, the Israelites, the ones that's keeping His law, statutes, and commandments. Read on up.
We are of God. He that knoweth God heareth us.
Read that again now.
We are of God. He that knoweth God heareth us.
Because if you truly know God, Sister Betty, guess what? You will hear us. Because, well, guess what? We coming out of the Bible. That's all that we doing. We doing something that the pastors is not doing. How many times do they see on YouTube them up there giving prosperity preachers, so like they might as well be handing out peaches, but, and ain't never coming out no Bible. Read on,
Hereby know we the spirit of truth.
Start at verse 6 again.
Verse 6. We are of God. He that knoweth God heareth us. He that is not of God heareth not
because
us.
You got a lot of spirits out there that's not of the Most High God, because they don't want to hear what's coming out the Bible. We breaking it down, expanding on things, making it relate to today, to give our people the understanding why they going through what they going through. Read on up.
Hereby know we the spirit of truth.
So that's how we know the spirit of truth and what? Read on now.
And the spirit of error.
And a lot of our brothers and sisters have the spirit of error on them. And these things, like you said, like I was going into protesting, hadn't done nothing for our people since we've been protesting, man. That is the spirit of error. When even like our Ak in the song, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, thinking that you're gonna get a different result. That makes no sense, Israel. Go ahead, Ak.
Hold on that, man. In fact, let's go. Matter of fact, I'll touch on the Proverbs 18 and 19 right quick. But I said something just a second ago. Let's touch this, man, because we got to watch what we do, because we don't want to offend somebody when they just not there. We really don't want to offend nobody, man. We are commanded to fear God. If you fear God when a person ain't there, you should let it go when they ain't there. We got to see, because a lot of times you thinking a person real spiritual and the person ain't spiritual because they don't know how to let things go. That person right there is just a whole big talker. They got a whole bunch of mouth lip serving, and they might, some people might quote scripture, but they ain't got enough sense to see when somebody out the spirit. Proverbs 18 and 19, read it out.
Proverbs 18 and 19. A brother offended is harder to be warned than a strong city.
He said a brother offended is hard to be warned in a strong city, man. Read.
And their contentions are like the bars of a castle.
Because guess what? It's hard to break through to them. Because now they don't want to hear nothing you said, whether you right or wrong. Now they don't want to hear it. Because now you don't offended them, man. Our job is to stay in the spirit in this walk, man. They protesting on the streets, but they ain't got enough sense to know. Just like I said, they had a 1 million man march, and they got 1 million different religions out there. What point you gonna make? Because he thinking, hey, if you come to Allah, man, we can make this thing work. And he said, well, if you come over here to the Southern Baptist Church, man, hey, these brothers will baptize you in the name of Jesus. And then these brothers over here, they Moors. Hey, yeah, if you got Moors marriage, you just announce your citizenship and this and that. Come on, man. You gotta go back to our God, man. With the one true God, man. Let's go back to 2 Timothy. Let's finish it out, man. 2 Timothy 3 and 5. Forward.
Book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 4. Traitors, heady, high-minded.
High-minded, man. Read.
Lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God.
Because you know they love more. They love pleasure, man. What's that?
The prime example of that, we see brothers and sisters in there looting the stores, man. In there stealing shoes and stuff. This one sister left her car running to go in there and steal a box of shoes.
And the people say, dang, you did all that?
Man, I seen it in the middle of traffic.
In the middle of the street.
Matter of fact, let's go to, we're going back to 2 Timothy, man. I got to keep pulling precepts, man, to keep getting my mind. Romans 13:13, man. Hold your precept. Yeah, you ain't lying. Sister left her stuff in the middle of, left her car in the middle of traffic to go get 2 boxes of shoes, man, some t-shirts. I see. Then she parked the car on the side of the road, went back.
Yeah.
Read that out when you get there.
Romans chapter 13, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy.
We supposed to be walking honestly, man. Not in none of that stuff, man. Man, we ain't trying to hit none of that, man. Man, you don't see the Israelites out there rioting, man. Israelites gonna be out there on the block, man, bringing what God say, man. We got to stay in the spirit. Guess what? Even our wives and our children, we got to stay in the spirit at all times, man. The Lord put this thing on us, man. We can't turn it off, man. Even if a person try to walk away, you see a person that's a reprobated mind, and you like, dang, the Lord took it from him, man. That brother was keeping the commandments, but out of his mouth, he still speaking. Because the Lord put it in him. He can't help it. Even when you can see, we seen brothers get smooth off on drugs, man. Walk by us and they can't stop speaking God's words because it's in their mouth. But their actions don't do it no more. Because the Lord put something in you, you can't turn it off. There's one thing about us being leaderships and leaders in this world. Even if anybody know anything about leadership, if you don't understand, I'm going to explain it to you today. The thing about being a leader, you cannot turn it off in no kind of way. You could try to, and it's going to come back out again.
And it should be that way with the truth. Guess what? You should never turn off the truth. Especially when you're around wicked family members. That's when you should let that light shine bright as the sun, man. Always trying to wake up brothers and sisters, let them know about the truth, man. That thing is very important, man. But like the Most High God said, the kingdom is within us. That means, guess what? What we put into it is what we get out of it. That's why we ask brothers and sisters, go hard in the paint for the Most High God, man. Share the videos, man. Speak to brothers and sisters, man. Help us push this truth, man.
Read verse 14.
Verse 14. But put ye on the Lord Yahushua, and make not provision for the flesh.
Because that's what they do. They like to pleasure their flesh. We can't make provision for our flesh. One thing about it, man, when you're dealing with people, and you can tell when you know yourself when you out the spirit. But sometimes people know when they out the spirit, they still continue out the spirit. We got to check ourselves in the door, man. We cannot make provision for our flesh. That's why Paul said, I died daily. He killed the flesh off daily because he didn't want to make provision for our flesh. And all of us in this truth should be doing the same thing, not making provision for our flesh. Go back to 2 Timothy. Read that last one. We're going to move a little further. 3 and 5.
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away.
From such do turn away, man. And that's what we trying to get our mindset not to do, man. Not to turn away from our God. When you get caught up in these things right here, when you knowing yourself getting out the spirit, guess what, man? I feel like I'm out the spirit. Read 2 Timothy chapter 3 and read on down from 3 to 4. Guess what? I understand when you out the spirit, you're gonna fall up under one of them. It's not reading like this for you not to be falling up on one of them. One of them things you falling up under. And we must check ourselves in the door, man. That's our job as Israelites, man. So go to Psalm chapter 29. Psalm chapter 29, we'll start from the top, man.
Psalm chapter 29, verse 1. Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty. Give unto the Lord glory and strength.
He said, give unto the Lord glory and strength. That's what we're supposed to be giving to the Lord, our glory and our strength. I ain't going to get precept.
One just came to my head.
I can't
think of.
Give not your strength to your brother, your children.
Oh, that's a Sirach. I got you.
Get that for me. I've been looking for that scripture, man, for a minute too. I can't even find it. I know it's a rock. What? Read that from the top again.
Psalm 29 and 1.
Oh, man,
Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty.
That's Sirach chapter 33, verse 19.
Give unto the Lord glory and strength.
He said, give unto the Lord glory and strength. Watch this. We got to show you something in there, though. Go to Sirach chapter 33. What's it?
Verse 19.
Verse 19. Yeah, that's it. Crazy. Sirach chapter 33 and verse 19.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest.
See, but these are the people you don't supposed to give power over thee long as you living. But we just read it in Psalm 29:1, who we supposed to be giving our glory and our strength to. It's to the Most High. Don't give these people God just do, man. Don't give these people what you supposed to be giving God. The Most High over everybody. Over everybody in your family, the Most High comes first. And when you don't do that, situations tend to happen, man. Read that again.
Sirach 33 and 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest.
Because hold up, even to go on a deeper point, we know how wives, you know how your husbands do. Sometimes husbands use what? Money against their wives. That's what sometimes wives use what? Sex against their husbands.
That's right.
The children's, guess what? We are not to be dealing in that type of spirit. You know, I'm out there looking at them faces. And you know, woman use, what's this thing? Sex is a weapon. You shouldn't be dealing like that, man. That stop brothers from dealing in lust and fornications and stuff.
Because according to 1 Corinthians chapter 7, your body don't belong to you no way. Your body belong to your husband, and her body belong to you, and your body belong to her. That's how we really supposed to be dealing with each other, according to the scriptures. If we go, matter of fact, we go get that too. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5. We let them scriptures talk every time. Because the brother told me, man, the brother said, man, I have 4 or 5 classes in one. Okay, it just come out that way. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5. We going back over there to Sirach. We gotta go back to Sirach.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time.
He said, you can't defraud one another, man, lest it be kaput. But this is the only way you can defraud yourself from your wife or from your husband. Read.
Except it be with consent for a time.
For a time. Now this is the time it's given. Read on.
That ye may give yourself to fasting and prayer.
That's the only way you can be able to cut her off. Fasting or praying. Anything else you just sitting up here is uncivilized. Read.
And come together again.
But after that, you must come together. You must open that window right back up. Come together again. Read.
That Satan tempt you not for your incontinency.
That Satan tempt you not for your inconsistency. So you can't defraud that, man. Let's go back to Sirach.
What's the other time? What's the other time? Oh yeah.
You know the unclean. That's the law.
Brothers better not be doing that, man.
Ain't lying. You know, Sister Daddy wants you to walk through the mud, man. But guess what? Also, it's a good point too.
Yeah, it is.
Even when if she unclean, you can't touch her either, man.
For 7 days.
So we can't. Hey, don't get this twisted, man. 7 days. I know you men.
Brother, you'll be okay, brother.
No, for 7 days. On the 8th day, should be clean. Yeah, on the 8th day, should be clean. Let's finish this Sirach out.
Sirach chapter 33, verse 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee.
Don't give your goods to another, man. Read.
And thou entreat for the same again.
Okay, read on.
Verse 20. As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any.
Give not yourself over to any. When it comes to the Most High, don't give yourself to none of these people, man. We can't do it. No way, no how. The Most High over everything. And once our mindset is stuck on it, hey, if she understand Most High over everything, you understand Most High over everything, y'all shouldn't have no problem.
Yeah.
The problem come in that, well, I suppose, guess what? If she followed you as you followed the Most High or followed Christ, she shouldn't have no problem either. Yeah, the scriptures say what they say. But if he followed Christ, as Christ followed the Most High, he shouldn't have no problem either. This right here is the focal points of marriage. This whole Bible is a marriage. Marrying the children of Israel back together. Marrying the lost tribes back together. Putting the family back together. Let's go back to Psalm chapter 29. Psalm chapter 29, what we on? Verse 2.
Yeah. Book of Psalms, chapter 29, verse 2. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness.
So that's what we're supposed to be doing. Worshiping the Lord in the beauty of his holiness. His law, statutes, and commandments. We see the way that the Lord is moving this thing. We got to accept both sides of it, man. Read.
Verse 3. The voice of the Lord is upon the water.
He said the voice of the Lord is upon the water. Spiritually and literally. Read.
The God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon many waters.
The Lord is upon the God of the heavens and the earth is upon everything that's in between, man. Read.
The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty.
Now, these are the stuff that the Lord gave us that we supposed to be listening to, man. The power of this Bible, the majesty of this Bible, the fullness of this Bible. We supposed to be eating this roll every day. Every day. To know the voice of God is to read his words, man. The voice of the Lord, that's why he could use a burning bush. Because that voice was upon that bush. When he told the bush to come to bud them leaves in the springtime, that bush was budded them leaves, man. When he told them that bush to wither those leaves away, the day he told them leaves to leave, they left. Even if he had to send the wind to go down there and blow the leaves off of it, it was a good time to go, they was going to go. Everything is upon God's commandment. But us, man. That's why the people that's woken up, we the ones that hear the voice of the Lord, man. Read.
Verse 5. The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars. Yea, the Lord breaketh the cedars of Lebanon.
See, y'all know how the Lord do when he come through. He sitting there thunder down. He'll break anything, man. It's in his way. Or he's sitting the tempest down there in his way. Something it's gonna happen. This is all in the commandments of the Most High, man. Read.
He maketh them also to skip like a calf. Lebanon and Syria like a young unicorn.
Read.
The voice of the Lord divided the flame of fire.
He said the voice of the Lord divided the flame of fire. Yeah.
When it talks about unicorn, what is it talking about, brothers? Anybody know?
Rhinoceros.
It's not actually a literal fairy tale creature with a horn on his head, a horse. It's talking about a unicorn.
You know, some people be losing. Ooh, a unicorn. No, that's a rhinoceros. Get in his way as you want to. We don't know.
Verse 8. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness.
He said the voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness, man. Man, us in Israel, when we in that crowd, man, you just seen it, man, when we were walking through there, man, last Sabbath. Man, I could hear people clapping for us, man, from the miles, man, from blocks away, man. I was like, dang, what the hell going on?
For real.
So you had to stay in the spirit on that thing because you didn't know what was happening. Everybody like, yeah. Like, They're here.
For real.
We just had to stay in the spirit. It was just, who the king? That's all you hear, man. We up there, we going crazy in there, man, with them scriptures. We letting it talk. Read up.
The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord maketh the hens to calve. Hinds.
Yeah.
And discovereth the forest. And in his temple doth everyone speak of his glory.
And in his temple, that's what we speak of his glory. We open his word up, man. The voice of the Lord made the world. The voice of the Lord set commandments, straight commandments on the world. We the ones that's giving the law and showing the world what the Lord say, because we have forgot we forgot who our God was, man. Read.
The voice of the Lord maketh, it's like verse 10. The Lord sitteth upon the flood, yea, the Lord sitteth king forever. The Lord will give strength unto his people.
The Lord gonna give strength unto his people, man. We the one that hear the voice of the Lord, man. Read.
The Lord will bless his people with peace.
He gonna bless us with peace, man. But we got to hear his word, man. We can't wait before, because when we going out to do a job for the Lord, even with the sisters. Y'all sisters must stay in the spirit, man. Y'all must stay in the spirit just as well as the brothers must stay in the spirit. There's a lot of stuff finna start going on, man. This world finna change, man. This world ain't gonna never go back to where it used to be. It's never going back to, you can all business is opening up. It don't seem like it. This show don't seem like it, because they show closing pretty early to me. If they ain't show don't seem like it, go to John 10 and 27 right quick. Then I got a video we want to check out today too. John 10 and 27. These basic precepts, man, but they hit home though, because this is what we're supposed to be doing as a nation, man, the people, man.
And even when we keeping the commandments, guess what? That is the ultimate protest when we keeping God's commandments. Because guess what? We showing them that, guess what? We want to be separate. We want to change the things that's going wrong in our lives. Because like we always tell brothers and sisters, how you combat white supremacy is by keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how you hurt Esau, by hitting his pot.
Read that up.
John chapter 10 verse 27.
Jump up 26.
John 10 and 26. But ye believe not, because you are not my sheep. You are not of my sheep. As I said unto you, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
Because guess what? When we out on that block and we calling out to our people, the Most High sheep hear his voice. We out here letting our light shine in the stores. Dang, brother. Dang, sister, what's that on your clothes? We letting the voice of the Lord speak through us. When the world see us in order, when the world see the stuff that we have on, they see how we carry ourselves. When we standing up there trying to order some food, and we looking at everything in the menu that we ain't finna eat, and order everything, and order the stuff that we supposed to eat according to the Bible. Dang, you don't want no bacon on that? Man, the bacon make this simple. Hey, look here, brother, I don't eat that, man. It gets to people. Don't think just the little things that we do. This makes somebody look like, dang, like, brother, is you a Muslim? Muslim? Well, you lost your damn mind. Man, we Israelites, man. That's how we roll it, man. Those little things that we do that the nation see, we are the voice of the Lord. We've been protesting since we've been in the truth. That's all we've been doing, is protesting for the Lord, showing us through our faith in the Lord, showing the world that we can keep the commandments. We've been doing this for the. They just now started trying to protest, and they don't even know what they protesting for. You have the people. Who was the dude died? What's his name? What's the dude's name? What's his name? Half the people don't even know his name. They just out there. He said his sheep hear his voice, man. Read up.
My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
Because if they, when we out there, we bringing this thing, we've been bringing this thing. We've been protesting for the Lord. Been asking the sheep to hear the Lord's voice. Been crying aloud and sparing not, man. Been wearing fringes. Ain't look, every time we go out the house, this is how we live. Men growing them beards out. Lady women have their skirts on with the fringes on, had their head wrapped, man. Look at it. We showing the world, man. We been showing the world. They just trying to show the world how we can come together in unity, and we looking at no, it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work.
Not to mention, they like to do, let's hit them financially. Let's have a blackout. On Tuesday, we have a blackout every Sabbath.
Come on, right? That's what we're trying to tell them.
Every Sabbath, we ain't spending no money with these people. Then on top of that, as our people's skills progress, we start buying from one another. That's less money going out to the enemy. So that's a protest in itself, not to spend money with these people. When we getting off the things that we was doing when we was in the world and not buying those things that's to corrupt us, we protesting against them. When we say, nah, Habib, we ain't buying nothing out your store no more. We don't need nothing up out of here. That's a protest. So we go, that's what the Lord, that's a built-in protest in the scriptures.
All day long. That's what we got to see. We've been doing this. Y'all just seeing it, like I say, the news media just bring the outlet for the world to capture a certain audience. But us, we looking like, we've been doing that. Y'all just trying to do it, but y'all not doing it for the right reason.
And what the sister said out there when we were marching. What y'all gonna do about this though today? We say, sister, it ain't just one day. Check the street corners every Sabbath. We out here protesting every Sabbath. We out here on the street corner, fighting for our people, putting our lives on the line. What you think today? What? No, you got a sign? We got them Bibles out there every Sabbath, and they hate us, man.
But that's what we asking. Y'all talk about us. We asking it, where have y'all been, man? We've been out there, man. We've been this truth for years, man. Out there on those corners protesting.
And guess what? There's concrete hell on our ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Been out there protesting, man. Boots on the ground. Been doing it.
And they like, what y'all gonna do? So you don't see these 30 brothers that just came up here in order? What is you talking about? Who y'all leader? Yahweh Shah leader. Who your leader?
Some dude with the dreads.
The dude with the dread.
Okay. So what's your next move?
What's your next move? But we the crazies. It's a thing called the art of war. And these people don't know nothing about it. They just going out there doing something, following their slave master because they out there. And they ain't been looking at us like we crazy this whole time. Nah, y'all the ones crazy.
For real. Now they looking in the mirror like, dang, man, guess what? And we're going to continue to keep boots on the ground. We're going to continue to keep them Bibles out. And guess what? Some of these people going to start waking up.
Yeah.
And when they start waking up, guess what we supposed to be doing? Embracing them. All praises, I'm glad you came, brother. All praises, I'm glad you came, sis. We supposed to be embracing our people, man. Because this thing, because like even the Most High said, some of these people they're gonna wake up at the last trump too.
Yeah.
We got to embrace it. Let's read on now.
Verse 28, John chapter 10. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand.
Those are the sheep that hear his voice, man. It ain't gonna pluck them. Can't nobody pluck them out of God's hand, man. We can't let our families. We can't let nobody stir us from this, man. This is what it's there for us, man. We looking at the kingdom, man, and we making a straight line to it, man, because we know it's war on the left and it's fire on the right, man. We know it, man. Read.
Verse 29. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all.
This greater, which is the Father in heaven. He said he's greater than all, man. Read.
And no man is able to pluck them out of my hand,
said no
my
man
Father's hand.
He said no man is greater to pluck him out of his Father's hand. Read.
I and my Father are one.
They on one accord with that, man. Go ahead, my bad. I know he wanted to ask that question bad. I know it. That's why I had to jump in. I already know. They're gonna be no. We got a video. You want to tell them?
No. Go ahead.
We got a video we're trying to watch because brothers and sisters out there on the block, they protest. Sister, man, send me the video, all praise to the Most High through the Spirit, man, because that's the same class I'm going into today. It ain't us on the block that's tearing up stuff, man. We always get blamed for every detail of everything that's going on because it's just easy to blame it on the black man. Just easy to blame it on the black woman. It's just easy to blame it on the Hispanic man and Hispanic woman. It's just easy to just blame it on us, man. Because according to them, we the minority, and we know that's a lie.
And I seen this video of this pastor, right, meeting in what was it, Nebraska, and he said he met with the governor of Nebraska, right. See, this is what these people ain't understanding. When we bringing out this Bible, they want to call us racist. We know what we up against. He go in a meeting with the governor of Nebraska, and he say, as soon as the meeting starts, the governor say, now the problem I got with you people, you people, and he said, I left. He outraged. Bro, you ain't noticed how they thought about us? You going to have a meeting with the devil, and then you tripping when he bring out his true colors. See, we already know what we up against. And when we call that thing as it is, they want to say we racist. No, we call them the devil. They don't want to call them the devil. All white people ain't bad. Well, if that's the case, then why is this country in the direction that it's been going for 400 years? Come on, man.
See, and that's what we finna touch on. We ain't doing is tearing our neighborhoods and stuff up. What they doing? They got the police. They pushing them all into our neighborhoods. And once they push them to our neighborhood, they come in our neighborhood and they tear the neighborhood up. And they try to say it's us tearing it up, and we ain't the ones that's tearing it up. It's them. We're gonna watch this video, and it's gonna show you all these people. And these is not our people that's doing this. And our people is calling them out like, what the fuck y'all doing, man? They mad about it.
I'm trying to understand right now, why is the state trooper staging in Pleasant Grove and ain't nothing happening in Pleasant Grove?
That's what we've been talking about. We've been talking about it. Why is they in Pleasant Grove? I'm talking about it's hundreds of them. They riding through here. Where the people at in here? They shutting down stores early here. Why?
But they
What you said? No. 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Dallas State.
32 seconds.
I got it. I got it on there.
They all meet up there at Dallas Stadium on military.
Huh?
Get
2
there on
minutes.
highway patrol.
32. 2 minutes. Huh? 32. Slocky, y'all. Trying to get these video, man.
Just go to 52 seconds, bro.
Yeah.
Double tap it, going back 10 seconds, and it'll put it there.
We'll keep it right there.
I might have to put it on that speaker. You want the volume?
Yeah, we need some volume. You can't get on the TV?
No, it ain't playing.
If y'all don't know who this is, this man here, this Edomite here is George Soros.
George Wicked Soros.
He is a philanthropist, and he uses his money to push his agendas, mainly for the Democratic Party. You know, a lot of our people is up under that. So he influences a lot of these things that they have going on, like Antifa, like some of the Black Lives Matter stuff and all these different type of things. But we know to an extent he plays both sides of the field. You know, and he's just there to set confusion. You know, because even with that, y'all ready?
Hit Bluetooth.
Y'all give us a few seconds, man. I know we live, but we got some little stuff we want to put out. Man, shout out to the brothers at Sakari, man. They put this video out.
All praise.
And the brothers have put some good information out, man. So we're gonna make sure that Israel see this thing again. So we're gonna play it on our platform. We hope the rest of these brothers that's got platforms to push this truth, to put this same video out, to make sure that the people know, man, what's going on, man. Because this is a strong video, man. Y'all ready out?
You know, it's weird that
Y'all, let's hit the video for him right quick.
last Saturday nobody was out downtown at all because they're saying that there's an epidemic outside that's forcing people to put masks on their face. And then a very week later, everybody's back down there again, but they all got masks on their face. I mean, the thing is, where there's supposed to be a social distancing thing going on, but none of that was even being paid attention to last night. I mean, like I said, so this whole thing's just gonna keep on getting more and more weird as it goes on. I mean, like I said, remember the part where they showed the white boy in all black, the police officer was breaking out the windows? Yeah, see, I'm saying all of it's just weird, but it makes sense because, like I said, when I put this video up, it reminded me of something I seen on the Young Turks a long time ago, where they showed this white dude who was explaining how he's been getting paid by this guy to go out and riot, basically. You know what I'm saying?
When you stood up and indicated that you are a paid protester, what did you mean by that?
As it goes on, I mean, like I said,
Well, I meant, you know, like, we all get paid
police officer was breaking out the window. Yeah, see what I'm saying? All of it's just weird. But
you know,
it makes sense because, like I said, when I'm going to put this
no, I don't know.
it
Please explain.
of something I seen on the Young Turks a long time ago, where they showed this white dude who was explaining how he's been getting paid by this guy.
It's a difficult thing to explain, but basically, anytime that you're given the opportunity to protest and somebody will pay you to do it. Well, I meant, you know, like, we all get paid. That's like twice as good as just doing it on your own time.
So you weren't kidding around. You actually meant that you have been paid at some point to protest?
Yeah, like
how can I get in on that?
Yeah, okay, so, you know, you go to like GeorgeSoros.com and you just sign up right there. You put your name in, you put your email address, and there's an empty box there where you say how many times you're willing to protest and how much you want to get paid.
And you get a check directly from Soros.
Directly from Soros.
That's incredible.
Signed by him. He even invited me to lunch.
Does he sign it in blood?
He said if I'm willing to like gather some more friends, I can get paid like twice as much for every friend that I gather and kind of set up a pyramid scheme.
And you can get rich just based on protesting for Soros, right?
I already have, yeah. So basically, I've been organizing most of the protesting that you see in California so far, and it's all due to being paid. If I wasn't paid, I would be, you know, like skiing. I can get paid. Wow,
this is unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. I just wish more people knew about it because then we could actually like start a movement.
Thanks a lot, man.
If you guys ever wanted to know why, you're seeing all these white people running around doing all this stuff and nowhere spraying Black Lives Matter like they care so much, is because this white dude George Soros is paying them to do it.
If I wasn't paid, I would.
So then it just all starts to make sense, you know what I'm saying? After I put it together, I'm like, wow, so these Edomites are doing it. And, you know, this is the point. Because they got all type of videos going on right now where you're catching white people in the black neighborhood tearing up stuff, spraying Black Lives Matter on stuff, and this guy's funding it.
I want you to know this is not. This is not police people praying. This is not a black woman who's putting Black Lives Matter. I just want you to know that when y'all doing that for us, we're not going to do that. Listen, don't spray stuff out here where they gonna blame black people for this, and black people didn't do it.
We didn't ask y'all to do that, man. Crazy, man. Them ain't our people, man. They're just destroying stuff, man.
Hey, what y'all doing this for? Y'all did. That's why you tell them, never trust thine enemies. But the problem with our people, we have to know who our enemy is first. That's one of the things that they cannot get over their point. Because God created everybody, they think that He loves everybody.
They got to dress in all black.
What y'all doing this for?
That's not a police truck. Who are you with?
Yeah, man.
Let's get in. Okay.
This is crazy, man.
Myself?
So they bust all the windows out and stuff like that. Now guess what's gonna happen? Now the niggas walk by, dang, that mug open. Now it's on. That's a setup, man.
And not only that, them niggas is not gonna want to be in the neighborhoods no more.
Is that the protest that way? Who are you with? Are you cops? You're not? You seem like cops. Are you CNN? You're not. Are you CNN? Your friend just told me you were CNN.
Watch this.
But
He
you're
just
not.
said he
So
worked for
you lied.
CNN.
The guy who just got out of here was dressed like a protester. I'm just a guy. I'm a DC resident. My name's Max. So you're undercover cops and you're sending people into the protests who are dressed like protesters, and he's lying to me and telling me he's a journalist, which is very bad for the journalistic profession, he said. Your friend just told me you were CNN. Okay, there's 3 tickets. So you're undercover cops and you're
y'all is not gonna burn this shit up over here. You know this area? What area is it? Who just died in this area? So why the hell you up here trying to break in this shit? Huh? Get out right now, on camera. Who else is up there? Don't lie. Alright, come down right now on camera. Y'all is not gonna burn this shit up over here. What? You know this area? Hey! Hey! Y'all come here. Who just died in this area? Y'all come here. So why the hell get your ass over here right now. Everybody come here. Huh? Come here right now. We gonna document this shit. Come here. Come here right now. Okay, bro. He was just on the roof. Hey, George Floyd, where are you from? You from Blaine, Minnesota? You from Blaine, Minnesota?
But they got all the celebrities on here telling people, man, our people don't need to be looting, and our people don't need to be fucking it. Looking like our people that's the one that's doing that, man. We not doing that. That's them that's doing that, man.
Okay, bro. You was about to bust in up there, we heard it. But you was about to bust in SA, right?
George Floyd.
You was.
Where are you
okay.
from?
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
George Floyd.
We want to know your name. We want to know your name. We want to know your name.
In SA, and that's you know.
Yeah, you got your ID. We want to know your name. You don't have your ID? What's your name? You out here without an ID and everything. See, that's cool, bro. This man just died. This is his memorial.
You was. Okay. What's your name?
You was just trying to bust in the damn gas station.
What's your name?
In front of his memorial.
We want to know your name.
This shit is ridiculous.
They doing that talking.
That shit is ridiculous.
See, they doing that talking, man. And he was just gonna make everybody. He was gonna make the police come over there and fight them people because they gonna because he was
He
gonna
was
do that
just
to
trying to
the
break in the damn gas station from the roof in front of George Floyd's
He should make that man
memorial.
run them pockets, man. No, you got some ID on you. You was gonna do that.
If that comes, if we policed our own
It's
neighborhood,
crazy because
we wouldn't have to do that.
you see these police out there and all this riot gear stopping everybody.
And
It's
Nikki
all
said,
because this white boy
this is
George
the
Floyd
gas station
been
that's
paying
right in
all
front of
this money to bring
where
all
they
these
had
other white
it.
people out to your
This is the
neighborhood
gas station.
and to make them start looting and breaking windows all over the place. And now the police are out here hitting people and spraying people with mace. All this is happening because he pays people to come protest and do this. But it's killing more than it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone because it's causing unrest, but it's also going to build hatred towards white people. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this movie is unbelievable.
All these other white
It's
people out to
great.
your neighborhood and to make them start looting and breaking windows all over the place.
Yeah, come on.
And now the police are out here hitting people and spraying people with mace. All this is happening because
We walking him out. Make sure he get the fuck out of here.
But it's killing more than it's killing 2 birds.
Jake is nice still. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
even we know another name for democratic is what? Liberal. The Bible speaks about that. Go to the book of Isaiah chapter 32 verse 5. Because like we say, we know that the Democratic and the Republicans, neither party has our best interest at heart. Like we say, The Republicans switched over because guess what? The Democrats was the racist first. They was always just trying to get away from us. And we just love to follow behind mouse. Read this, Officer Yara.
Isaiah 32:5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
So the Most High God is equating vile with liberal. It says the vile person shall be no more called a liberal. And we know that George Soros, he's vile because he's playing both sides of the spectrum. Read on up.
Nor the churl said to be bountiful.
The churl is going into like a mean-spirited person. Even when you look at him, he look like he got the face of a devil. He just, them eyes, man, you just see evil all in his eyes. Read on up.
For the vile person will speak villainy. And his heart will work iniquity.
And his heart will do what?
And his heart will work iniquity.
So liberals, that's all that they do because like we say, most of our districts are controlled by who? Liberals and Democrats. Guess what? They ain't got no better. They done got worse. Read on up.
To practice hypocrisy.
To do what?
To practice hypocrisy.
And that's all that liberals do. All they do is practice hypocrisy. They may give you a good speech on CNN, but then when you go and look up policies that they pass, it's all against what benefits us. Read on up.
And to utter error against the Lord.
And that's all that it's doing because it gives our people false hope. Like the Democrats is going to save us. No, brothers and sisters, the Most High is going to save us, man. Read on up.
To make empty the soul of the hungry.
And that's what they doing. They making our souls, brothers and sisters, because a lot of times we out there looking for things, man. But with them sending our people false hope, that keeps us on an empty stomach. Spiritually. Read on up.
And he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
To what?
To fail.
To fail. At the end of the day, these things are going to fail, man. The Democrats, the liberals, the Republicans, all these things is bound to fail. Go ahead, Doc. Go on that, man.
Get to Rock 12 and 10 real quick. Because this is what we was trying to tell the people when we was down there. You got people around you, you don't know what these people doings are. You just see a white face. This is how brainwashed our people are. They just see a white face on their side and they think, oh, them are friends. But as we see, first of all, just because somebody looks a certain way don't mean nothing. They infiltrating our people with their thought process. Oh, all white people are not bad. Since all white people are not bad, then why are they doing this? Read that out.
So Rock 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy.
What did the Bible say?
Never trust thine enemy.
Will a friend do this? Will a friend go to destroy a building that's right across the street from the memorial of a man that just got murdered? And there's a lot of them little skateboarding, dressed in all black, masked up little white people out there. We seen them with our own 2 eyes. And they are throughout all the cities. That's how you know it's a conspiracy. Because it's the same everywhere. That's impossible for it to be the exact same way in every city. Read on out.
Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Because that iron is going to rust. And they going to be wicked. Read on out.
Though he humble himself.
Though he do what?
Though he humble himself.
I love black people. Black lives matter. One of my friends are black. I like black women. Read up.
And go crouching. Yet take good heed and beware of him.
Do what up?
Take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
Because these people are not going to change. They are the same way that the Most High made them to be. His sword to whoop the Israelites' butt. Because we want to keep going against them. If we go to verse 13 now. No, keep reading.
12. Set him not by thee.
What did the Bible say?
Set him not by thee.
We not supposed to set these people by us for the same reason right here. You don't know who is who. You got families that's Democrats and Republicans in the same household. So you don't know what they believe. We find out George Soros paying these people off. Oh, he looked like a liberal. He looked like a Democrat. He said, don't set these people by us, man. Read on out. Drop to 13. Drop to 13.
Verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Or as any such as come nigh wild beasts?
Who's going to pity us when we get bitten by that serpent? Because we should know better by now. It's been the same routine over and over and over, and our people still ain't learned their lesson. So when we getting bit like this, who gonna pity us? Because anybody else would have been a United States enemy and put them people away from them, man.
Con on that. Let's go back to the video right quick, man. Some more on that, man.
Because it's causing unrest, but it's also going to build hatred towards white people. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this movie is unbelievable, man. It's great.
Bro, grab your shit, bro. You finna walk your stupid ass from nobody.
I gotta excuse the language, man. But hey, people are angry, man.
We walking them out.
Really oppressive, make a wise man.
And you see, Jake is nice still. You know what I'm saying?
Still nice.
This guy's about to go in there and do that, and see, Jake is figuring it out. But they're not understanding the powers that are working against them. They're not understanding that somebody's paying these guys to come and do that. You know what I'm saying? They get to let this guy walk on out. They should have beat the hell out of that dude. And he didn't give nobody no wallet or no ID. They should have went up in his pockets and figure out who he was.
Dang, I see it. Run them pockets, man.
Citizens arrest. This is a damn citizens arrest. Get the fuck out of here.
Don't you see how nice they is to him? But they'll fight their own people.
Hey, he from Blaine, Minnesota.
They ready to fight us.
He from Blaine.
But they let him walk out knowing he was finna do some stuff that'll get somebody killed.
Watch this, y'all. Watch. The other one point him out. Them two with them two.
Citizens arrest his ass. City motherfucker all the way from Blaine, Minnesota, trying to bust in the fucking SA and set this bitch on fire. Citizens arrest. Get the fuck out of here.
Y'all gotta excuse the language, man.
From the 5th Police Precinct where some of the more intense rioting took place a few nights ago.
Well, guess what? If they out there going to the protest, you done heard it anyway.
They seen armed men in cars without license plates. In this alley behind me, they've also come across 3 water bottles filled with gasoline. We've almost come to expect it by now. The people of Minneapolis giving back to those who need it most through supply getaways like this one.
A lot of the community has been, well, so I've been told, scared to go to food shelves just because it's so chaotic.
Adding to the fear is what some are finding in their own backyards.
Gasoline on corners and water bottles.
You out here, they putting gasoline on corners in water bottles, so they can pick it up and go on down and tell some.
Brought them inside and dumped them. Minneapolis police reported one day about unfamiliar objects just like that.
We don't have any information that anybody's in danger at their homes. However, we are asking people to please look for any items that may be there.
Police are also asking everyone to look out for suspicious cars. One woman in this neighborhood took a picture of one she's seen twice now.
His car, he doesn't have any plate front or back. So I knew it's scared. I called police, got shot, and then they told me to call 911.
Now who gonna call the police on the police?
Minneapolis residents. Leaders have alerted communities about outside agitators. An Illinois man was federally charged one day with rioting here.
And I don't think that it's the peaceful protesters that are doing that. I think it is white supremacists, white supremacists, white supremacists.
So when we see white people doing that everywhere, what's that about to make people do? Turn on white people. And that's exactly what the agenda is anyway. But they're going to make sure that this divide happens. You know what I'm saying? It has to happen, all right? It's deeper than just vandalizing. These guys are trying to bring this place down to the ground, but at the same time, the Most High is making these guys do that. That's what he...
Let's go to 2 Corinthians, man, chapter 6, verse 2. Second Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 2. That's what they doing, man. They playing trickery on our people, man. We gotta use our voice, man. It's the Most High's voice and not our own voice, man. It's time to use our God's words, man, and not use our own words. Show our God's actions in the way He told us to act, man. Because the Bible teaches us how to act and how to be. We just got to live that thing, man. Read there when you get it.
2 Corinthians 6 and 2. For he said, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I succored thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation.
Because that's what we're supposed to be doing, man. Using the Most High's voice, showing them that the day of salvation is near, man. That they can be able to wake up to know who they are. This is our time as Israelites to shine in front of the world, to show the world who our God is, man. So he can put us back on high above all the nations, man. It's our time to show the world, man. It's time to show our family. They tried to our same family that denied the Most High, our same friends that denied the Most High. It's our time to show them that the Most High is going to be on high above all nations, man. It's going to put our people first, man. But the ones that's keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man, we are the ones that's going to rule the planet.
Read. Verse 3, giving no offense in anything.
They giving no offense in anything, man. Read.
That the ministry be not blamed.
See, because we can't give them an excuse. We got to stay in the spirit at all times. We cannot give them an excuse. Us as being Israelites, we supposed to be spiritual people, man. Showing them how God's words is. Showing them how God's people supposed to live, man.
That's exactly right, man. That's why you see brothers like I'm saying. Brothers get out of order, man. We just send brothers home, man.
That's it.
Because guess what? They trying to tank the whole nation, man. Brothers just thinking about themselves. They say, brother, go to the house. Brother, go to the house, man, because we ain't got time for that. We got a big job to do out here in Israel, man. Worried about a brother that just got out of the spirit from some things that he should already know what's going to go down. Brothers that have been in the truth for years, man. So this is very important, man. It's telling you specifically right there that the ministry be not blamed. Because guess what? They always looking at us to blame something on, man. Always, man. So we got to be out there and totally in the spirit, man, and let the words come out, man. Brothers don't need to be out there saying nothing, man. I want to hear the Bible.
Me too.
That's it, man. That's all we should be hearing is the Lord's voice, man. That's it. Go ahead, Doc.
That's it. Let God be true and let every man be a lion. That's our time to show. Because when we set our God on high above, to set our God on high and show the world that our God is on high, he gonna set us above on high too.
That's right.
That's our job to do in Israel, man. Read up.
Verse 4, but in all things approving ourselves as the ministers of God.
Because we are approved as the ministers of God. We the one that keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Read.
In much patience, in afflictions.
He said read that part over again.
In much patience, in affliction.
He said in much patience. Because this is what we supposed to do. When you letting God's words come out, must have patience and be patient with our people. These are a bunch of stiff-necked, hard-headed people, man. In much patience, man. Read.
In much patience, in afflictions, in necessities, in distress.
In distress. Because we know what it is when we out there on the street. Guess what we know? This protest, this just a bigger group of people that we going to attack. We've been on the block bringing that heat, and then guess what? If you get all the people that we in contact with in one day, it look just like that too. We just seeing it all in one place, man. That's all it is, man. Don't be deceived. This is the same thing, man, that we've been seeing. Read.
In stripes, in imprisonments, in tumults, in labors.
He said in stripes and in imprisonment and in tumult. Because that's what we had went into, a tumult. That's what they out there doing, is tumulting. A gathering. A loud gathering. Angry gathering.
That's right. Even guess what? It's letting you know brothers might get locked up. But guess what, man? Hold the fort down, man. Brothers come get me later, man. Don't forget about me though. But guess what? Keep doing the work, man. That's the whole point.
That's it.
Because Paul and them, man, throughout Acts, man, Paul kept getting locked up, man. After doing the work, man. Our lives gonna be put on the line. That's why even when we get in the spirit, we want brothers to be fasting, man. Because we know sometimes it can be in a different situation, man, that the Most High God keep that fear spirit off for you, man. For real, man. Because we going in there in the lion's den, man. You ain't gonna go up in there as a cat. You gonna go up in there as a lion, man.
That's right.
It's gonna be in tumults, man, in labors, in watches, and in fasts. Go ahead.
Y'all see that?
What else?
National Geographic. It was a modern day lynching. Historians see a direct line between the history of lynching and the killing of George Floyd.
Yeah. That's been the same thing. That means they guess what? They've been lynching us. All these little things that they give them, guess what? And guess what? They've been the lynch mob. And we are the one that's been lynched.
No, they the lynch mob. We the niggas with attitude. Yeah. Because we don't want to listen.
You ain't lying.
So we getting dead with no Vaseline.
And read on now.
Verse 5. In stripes, in imprisonments, in tumults, in labors, in watchings, in fasting.
Read on.
By pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering.
Because that's how we got to be. When we out there, we got to be in pure form. We got to be in spiritual form. We know the knowledge of the Bible by keeping His commandments, man. We know the people is sick, man. And guess what? We also do know. We know this too. 2/3 of our people just not gonna make it to the kingdom, man. We know this. And by us doing this, guess what? If they don't accept it, we know 2/3 gonna make it. We got to accept both sides. These people ain't gonna make it. These people just might make it. And even the ones that's right here beside you, think you walking the walk with them, they might not make it with you. If you make it, they might not make it. That's what the husband might make it and the wife might not make it. Because she might be like Lot's wife. She might look back and turn to a pillar of salt. She might just want to look back. We don't look back, man. Guess what? If something may happen, you keep yourself on the prize, man. Hey, man, you feeling bad? You think Lot didn't feel bad because his wife turned to a pillar of salt? Yes, he did. Come on, man. What person's got a wife and children and if something happened to her, they ain't going to feel bad? What woman got a husband and something happened to her when she ain't going to feel bad? You're going to feel bad about it, man. Read on up.
By pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Ghost, by love unfeigned.
Love unfeigned, without hypocrisy. Can't be no hypocrite, man. Because we telling everybody to get into God's spirit and showing God's love, but we ain't showing it. We got to keep our stake. Be ye steadfast, unmovable in this truth, man. That's how we supposed to be. That's how we supposed to be at all times. Be ready to be built up, man. We're gonna go a little bit more on this video, man. Then we're gonna go back to the scriptures, man. Get up out of here.
That's what he created them to do. All right. Matter of fact, we're gonna get that.
Go ahead, push it on a little bit further, man. About 2 more minutes. Maybe 3.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us. It says, for we are not ignorant of his devices, all right? And this is one of Satan's devices, man. Let's take all that money he got, $33 million he done spent to pay for people to go.
I'm there with you.
Man of stirring up trouble in hopes of starting a riot and giving the police an excuse to crackers, meaning they will work for the police to turn the protest violent. Why would police want to endanger the people they swore to protect? And would they really do this? Here's where it gets crazy. The short answer is yes, but it's tough to find hard. Agent provocateurs aren't a new phenomenon. The United States has a troubling history of this strategy, but some have come forward. Patrick Howard admitted to acting as an agent provocateur in an article in the American Standard. Agent provocateurs are not a conspiracy theory. Remember those 3 masked men at the Quebec protest we mentioned earlier? After several denials, the authorities finally admitted the truth. Those 3 masked men were
So that's part of their devices that they're using. So that's part of their devices that they're using, right? 16 and verse 4.
Hawk was going in on the video, man. Did a good job. He did a dang good job, man. Let's go 2 Corinthians chapter 7, man. Second Ezra, Shalom. 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 15. I did a damn good job, man. On this video, man. 2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 15. Get there, read it out.
2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 15. Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself? Seeing thou art but a corruptible man. And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal?
Now, this is 2 Ezra, man. It means Ezra, he asked him a question, man. He said, why is you disquiet to see that thou art a corruptible man, man.
Read. Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present?
See, because we try to get the blessed. These we worry. A lot of the people that's protesting right now, they protesting for the stuff that's happening right now. We protesting for the kingdom.
That's right.
That's what we've been protesting the whole time. It's straight for the kingdom. When we see these fringes on, see these beards on, see these women in order, they got the head wrap, man. They fringes on, they dresses and skirts on. They've been protesting the whole time, man, because they protest. We've been protesting for the future. They protesting for right now. Read.
Verse 17. Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish.
He said, man, the righteous is going to inherit these things. The righteous, which is us, man, is one that's going to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. We know what we trying to get our inheritance. We trying to get the kingdom, man. We trying to get the penny. They working trying to get equality in America and trying to equal the score and trying to make sure they get this thing. Man, we want them to stop killing us now, man. We want the kingdom. We want the kingdom, and we know the kingdom is gonna be tucking back by force. They not gonna just give us the kingdom. They not gonna say, hey, black man, you want to be ruler over the world again? Or hey, Hispanic man, y'all want to rule the world again?
We want to remind that our northern kingdom brothers, this ain't just happening to us.
That's right.
This is happening to y'all too. I just seen the Issachar brother get cold blood murdered
in front of his house
at the store.
Oh.
I think it was the same one you had seen. So fall for the Edomite devices and keep that wall of petition up if you want to. You better come on in and let's get together, man, because it ain't just happening. Them curses on the northern kingdom too, man.
No, man. That's why these curses that's why the Lord said all these curses gonna come upon us and overtake us. Overtake us. That's what it's doing to us. Look at our neighborhoods, man. It's trash everywhere. Guess what? You barely can get ahead. These are the things that we going through, man. This happens over and over and over, and you just can't even escape it. You can't even escape it. Guess what? We get up and put some nice clothes on, look good. Put these nice clothes on, look good. They look good for these feast days. Then you go right back home, worry about them bills. Come on, man. These curses upon us, man. Read.
18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things.
He said the righteous gonna suffer straight things, man. Read.
And hope for why? For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the why.
See, because guess what? A lot of times when we out there teaching, they might not get it. They just might not get it. It ain't for this is why I say my sheep gonna hear my voice. They know me and they follow me. The ones that's in here, the ones in here, we heard his voice and we followed him, man. When all our family members, we tried to tell them and try to show them about our God, they didn't want to hear. Like I said, man, they ain't want to go. So guess what? When it's time for us to get the kingdom, guess what? We can't expect them to want to go still. No. I wear size 12. He might give me a size 29. I'll be booting them out the thing. Yeah, come on up if you want. Boot them on down. You know, y'all ain't coming. Y'all had the opportunity. I tried to be nice. Now I got what it called? I got that boom to the moon now. Gonna boom you off the ship.
Keep rolling up. At verse 19. And he said unto me, there is no judge above God.
He said there's no judge above God, man. We know what we work for, man. We know what we working towards, man. Read.
And none that hath understanding above the height.
Because ain't nobody think above this Bible. Ain't no religion, ain't no family member, ain't no friend, ain't no co-worker, ain't no best friend, ain't no hey bitch, ain't no what's up my nigga. It's above the Most High. Can't nobody think above him. I don't care how cold he used to be out in the street. He can't think above the Most High. I don't care how much knowledge she got, she can't think, because guess what, man? He chose you. You ain't choose him.
Right.
But when he chose you, you got to choose him back. That's all he asked you to do, choose me back. That's what he wanted. He didn't want nothing. He didn't want nobody. He didn't have to have us. He could have chose anybody. But he chose us, man. Read.
For there be many that perish in this life.
There's going to be many people that perish in this life, man. Read.
Because they despise the law of God.
Because they did what?
Because they despise the law of God.
Because what we are do is what Jacob means, a supplanter. What we doing is letting our light shine, showing these fringes. Guess what? And the people, they got questions. We are here to answer their questions. We plant seeds. Every time we walk into the store, we planted the seed, whether you like it or not, because they see what you got on and they see you. Everybody around you, guess what? You be standing in line, and everybody be looking at you. They'll look at you. They look at you again. Ooh. They be looking. We planting seeds everywhere because they want to know something, man. We plant seeds everywhere. Like Paul said. He said, I planted the seed. Apollos came and watered the seed. It ain't always for you to water that seed. It's for you to plant the seed, though. And that's what we do, man. Read.
For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of God that is set before them.
Because this is what the law of God do, is set before them. Every time you keep these commandments, they see these fringes on, they see these women in order. That's what, man. It's set before them every single time. And they be standing from the God. Well, I didn't know. He said, you see that person that you wanted to ask that question in that grocery store, and I sent them in front of you. I sent them in there for a reason, and you didn't want to talk to them. And I had it on your heart to say something to him, but you didn't want to accept it. No, I ain't gonna ask that nigga nothing. No, I ain't gonna ask her nothing. She don't know a damn thing. Or I ain't gonna ask him nothing. He don't know nothing. But guess what? He sent us in there for a reason. He sent us in there, and they looking, and they want to ask so many questions, but they don't want to do it because they mouth won't let them do it.
Read 21. For God had given straight commandments.
Because God have did what?
For God had given straight commandments to such as came.
He gave straight commandments, man. These are straight commandments that God gave, and even He gave it to all our people, and they ain't want to accept Him, man. But the 1/3 is going to accept Him, but guess what? 2/3 ain't going to accept Him, man. They got an opportunity. They're like, man, I can remember me when I had been in truth for a little while before I met the brother. I remember Captain Maccabee. I was in the grocery store. I had just prayed to the Most High. I said, dang, Lord, I need to get around some brothers, man. Well, you gave me something, I don't even know what to do with it. I try to tell my family, they don't want to hear it. So what am I supposed to do with it? I went into a grocery store. Next thing I know, I see this big tall dude walk up in here, and I started messing with him. Then all of a sudden, I found out, all of a sudden, I was like, man, you're an Israelite too. And he said, yeah, I'm an Israelite. He said, Shalom. I didn't even know what Shalom means. I just said it back. Gave him my phone number. Been around that brother ever since, man. Pushing the voice of the Most High and not our own voice, man. We go into these places because the Lord sent us there. You think in your mind, well, I need to do this day. I need to do this day. Everywhere you're going, you plant seeds. Everywhere you're going, you plant seeds everywhere. You're around your family, and they see you planting seed. You on the phone talking, they hear the God, and they see you planting seed. This is what we do, man. We use God. We use the voice of the Most High through us. We plant seeds all around the world, man, through us.
Read up. So God has given straight commandments to such as came, what they should do to live.
What they should do to live, because a lot of them got questions. They need to find out what they do to They need to find out what they need to do to live. A lot of people want to find out. But we can show them, according to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 15 through 19, it show you how to live.
Read. Even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
Because that's what we do, plant seeds to get them to avoid punishment. Because we are protesting for the future. They protesting for the right now. Read.
Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him, and imagined vain things.
Because that's what a lot of people do. When they see you planting them seeds, they'll speak some vain things. And they gonna, guess what? Your family members, aka mom and dad, brothers and sisters, they are set up to pull you out of this walk. if they didn't hear the God's voice. Your friends that you love so dearly, if they not hearing God's voice, they set up to pull you out of this walk, man. They set up for it. But you got to understand, you got to keep that voice going in your mind. I got to stay in the spirit. That's your job. Your job is to stay in the spirit, not to go back where they was at. Because you know what that was. Because y'all used to be there. Read.
And deceive themselves by their wicked deeds.
Because how they deceive themselves by their wicked deeds, they see the seed that got planted in front of them. They see the person that had them fringes on when they walked in the store and they didn't want to go to you. When they see us out on the corner teaching and they didn't want to hear this word, they deceive themselves by their own wicked deeds. Guess what? When the brothers times when brothers jump and step up to do the work and brothers don't want to do the work, guess what? You deceiving your own self, man. We called to do this thing, man. Hey, many are called, but few are chosen, man. Read.
Nevertheless, they were not obedient to him, but spake against him and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. But his law have they despised.
His laws is what they despise. When they ain't want to hearken to God's laws, to the voice of the Lord, they didn't want to hearken to his laws, man. Read.
But his law have they despised, and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works.
And they have not performed his works, man. But with us, man, we know the voice of the Most High, and we know the voice of God, man. We know the voice of our King because he calls us to do these things, man. Him and the Most High is one. They on one accord with what we're supposed to do as a nation of people. And with that, we're gonna say shalom, man. Those is on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, Most High willing. Some of the cities that's on there, and some of the people that's watching these different cities, we're gonna be coming to some cities near y'all. Those is on YouTube. Like and subscribe for the page, man. All praise to the Most High for y'all to tune in, and thanks for the GoFundMe, and that money we'll be using as the Most High will, not for our own will, and as well as the CashApp too. We pushing this truth around the four corners with the voice of the Most High, not our own, man. This class could have been 3 hours longer, but we know we got to stay in the spirit. We always say keep the commandments and keep the laws, so we're going to bring out a law.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 2. See if I get this. Exodus 23 and 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
What the Bible say that again?
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Because it's going into, like I said, like I brought up the class, and then Roger, you can also precept that with Romans chapter 13, verse 13. Not in Roger. Because you following a multitude to do what? To do wickedness. Protesting. Come on, man. What is that going to do for our people? Read on,
and you also can precept it with 2 Ezra chapter 9 and 22.
Read that again, huh?
Exodus 23 and 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
So that goes into, that cover a number of things, going into gangs. Because what are our black brothers doing up in them gangs? Nothing but killing each other. Read on up.
Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
To do what?
To wrest judgment.
The one thing that we want to focus on is that first part, not following the multitude to the evil. So brothers and sisters, stay in the spirit. Go ahead, huh?
And with that,
I was just going back, letting you know that doing that, Proverbs 6 and 18, that's one of the things that the Most High hates. Feet that be swift to run into mischief.
Yeah.
That's an abomination to the Most High God. And with that,
we say shalom.